Within the inner heart, I plead for you to talk to me. I wanna hear all the good and bad, the new stories you've had. As I drift across the sky, the hour hand turns high. So good night, let me sing your about. Hello, hello, hello. Today, we're going to talk about the state of BDO. I've been kind of checking the past couple days, just logging in for, a few hours and just looking around and just seeing the absolute state that it's in. And I got to be honest, it is not pretty, boys. I'm going to be honest with you, it's not pretty. So I decided to walk around the towns and just get a generalized idea of like just the players that are just kind of on the game. Mind you, BDO is a game where like AFKing and just sort of sitting on the game is kind of the main thing for the most part. If you're not grinding or actively life skilling, you're kind of sitting in a town doing something, right? Whether it be AFK horse training, maybe you're AFK cooking and doing some alchemy, things like that, right? There's usually just a population in town for the most part. Mind you, this is what the game used to look like. This is even for console, the game used to look like this, where players were sitting in town for the most part, just always doing something, whether it be socializing, life skilling, whatever else you can come up with to be in these towns for whatever reason. There was always at least a population within each town, right? Barring Valencia. Valencia is like the only town where most people probably don't go because it's so far out of the way. And even though it's probably, I'd argue, the nicest town next to Calpheon, I'd say Calpheon is the most like detailed and cool one to me, at least. I don't know, I'm biased with like the whole night shit, but like Valencia, super big town, super cool, but yeah, never really saw any kind of actual use for the most part, at least out of all the years that I've played BDO. Nobody really sat in Valencia for any other reason. Back in the day, you would have maybe like guild builders have alt characters over there just, to go and build forts whenever that was a thing, when the game was at least fun and scouting wars were a thing, at least for my time. I don't know how that went on PC, but on console, we used to have scouting wars where, we would go, fight builders, and then we'd have, people pull up and we'd be fighting each other while building the forts and stuff, which that was probably the height of BDO, at least for my career, at least on this game. That was peak for me, is just finding random people in, areas and enemy guilds and then just, jumping them with the boys. That was peak for me.
Over there.
Yeah, let's just try over here. Oh wait, who the fuck? Hey, yo! What up, monkeys? Found him. That was the best time for BDO. And now it's reduced to this, where it's just like there's nothing. Like, look at this. There's no players at all sitting in towns. And some of you guys might be like, this isn't a big deal, or maybe they're out doing stuff. No, there's nobody doing anything. Nobody's doing shit. It is just this. It's just empty. Every single town, even the fishing spots, are empty. I think Velia is the only exception where there's maybe 10 players sitting there, which if you go by servers in terms of like console has what, like 10 servers or something, or I guess it'd be like what, 12 maybe if you count the Florin servers and you count the Etheria servers, I guess, if console specific servers or whatever. But even still, like going to those servers, I just like swapping around and seeing like at max like maybe 20 players in total in each major town. And when I say each major town, no, I mean like 20 as a collective, like not 20 in each town. I mean 20 total from every town. There's nobody. Even the new region where everybody's grinding or is trying to get their helmet or whatever, which, mind you, people aren't even really grinding that because we waited 4 years for this content only to realize that all the grind spots are literally terrible. And yeah, at this point, I wish I could go back in time and stop caring about the winter region, because maybe I wouldn't hate the game as much, but now it just made it worse. But yeah, like waiting 4 years for content, it does not feel good. And then the content dies in like 30 seconds. And then Perlibus has done absolutely nothing to even revive the spot. But I don't even know what to say at this point, because like I'm just sitting here looking at this shit and I'm just like, dude, nobody cares. Like nobody's on the game anymore. Nobody wants to be on the game anymore. And it's been radio silent, by the way, for the most part, in terms of, GM communication, CM communication. I mean, it's going to be that way. They're not going to just randomly post a tweet or something, or just do a post anywhere. In fact, like the weirdest post I saw was like this out of touch Dosa post where it's like, wake up babe. Dosa has an awakening picture, and it's like, oh yes, that's what we need. That's the yes sir, that's what we need. Thank God the game is saved. Dosa's here, boys. And by the way, console still doesn't have Dosa at all, and they're already announcing awakening, but console still does not have Dosa. So I mean, I'm losing it. Like, yeah, like I don't really know. It's very strange to just kind of load up the game, look in the towns, and just see literally nothing. I remember a time where just you could go to any major town and there's at least a somewhat of a population in each town, and now there's nothing there. It's just empty. There's no life, there's no socialization, there's nothing. And I just don't even the like chats on the servers are dead too. Like there's not really many people talking a whole lot, which I remember I used to be a Florin player. Like I was originally, that's where I would sit at, is on the Xbox servers, just because I wanted to grind in peace and nobody really went there. There was no sharing with PlayStation at the time. So I would sit on the Florin servers, and dude, the chats on the Florin servers, like if you're a Florin main, you probably know this, but like that chat was pure degeneracy. Like absolute, like there was always, you know, 10 yappers in there that are just saying the absolute most absurd nonsense every single day. You had people fighting, you had like Florin beef between the guilds where it's like, no, this is my server, no, this is my server, and then people were just arguing with each other all day, and it was just hours on hours on hours of just absolute degeneracy. And then now it's just crickets, like literally nothing. I just want it back, man. I want to go back to a simpler time, dude. Jokes aside, honestly, I don't really, yeah, that's kind of really it. I thought it was interesting to just, you know, make a video showcasing that like there's almost no signs of life on console whatsoever, and even with the new region dropping, it's still not really much either. There's just not much activity. Hopefully maybe PA at some point will address the issue, and they won't. Like it just doesn't make sense for a company to do that because it's an admission of something more or less, and they'd rather just, you know, lie low and then try and fix the issue behind the scenes, which I'm not sure how you fix this in terms of trying to get players to come back, because the damage is done to the player base on console. PC, I'm sure there's a survivability rate somewhere there, but I really don't think there's a survivability rate for console, not with the new games that are coming out and everything. And then with JJ leaving the company too, and then a couple CMs also resigning, that was that was interesting, with seeing some other CMs disappear too along with her, which those are CMs were beloved as well, and they were seen as pillars of the console community as well. And to see them go, also just a little bit less hope there now too. So it is what it is. But yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. I don't know why you would, but yeah, I'll talk to you guys in the next one. Bye bye.